Welcome back, y'all. I remember first time hearing energy harvesting, and I thought it was just one of those spiritual terms. The more and more we begin to pay attention to the world, have you been paying attention to the fact that this beast machine wants to continue to harvest our energy? So what do I mean? It wants to continue to put people in a state of panic, a state of fear, right? And whenever you look at that vibrational chart, that energy chart, the frequency chart, y'all go Google that. Look at the vibrations, look at the energies or the frequencies that are low frequencies. Fear, guilt, right? These ones are at the lowest end of that frequency chart. So when I talk about energy harvesting, they want to continue to keep people in a state of fight or flight, not knowing what's going to happen next. As long as they can keep people in a state of fight or flight, of constant fear, of constant panic, we can never sit still long enough to figure out the God within and how to become free. As you awaken on your journey, you begin to pay attention to more and more and more, like, man, like, there really is an energetic shift going on. It's going to be people that's going to stay of the world, and it's going to be people that can see it. And once they see it, then you get to make your decision. Oh, damn, all this shit is a game. Oh, all this shit is rigged against us. And once you can see it, then you can begin to choose to go on your journey. Because the one thing I've come to understand, a lot of y'all know too, for all the chosen ones, is one thing that y'all know. Once you wake up, it really ain't no going back to sleep. And there's no pretending that you don't know what you know. I'm gonna say it again. Once you wake up and you begin to awaken to the truth of this world, there is no going back to sleep. Don't fall in that little water right there, my dog. People out here walking their dog, walking across these trees, across this little creek right here. Energy harvesting is real. In this beast system, once you come to realize that the true energy source is our state of consciousness, they need to continue to keep people in fear, to keep people distracted. Everybody talk about overthrowing the government, overthrowing this, and us taking back our power, and how once we, you know what I mean, they showed that meme or that picture of the human body being below the table and the powers that be seated at the table, and all they had to do was stand up in order for the game to be over. We know that that's true. There's far too many people, though, that are still stuck in this matrix. They're still stuck in the game and the illusion. See, this is when you know that you really start going through a process of awakening, that you totally separated from the majority of people. As things begin to happen more and more and more on the planet, you just get more and more silent. You get more and more quiet, and you just start paying attention to everything. You know, the one thing I've been paying attention to the most is how they've pinned people's egos against each other. People don't know how to collectivize no more. People do not know how to sit down and have a much needed collective conversation. People only know how to speak from an individual standpoint. They don't know how to open their mind frame and see, let me see from the other person's perspective. It's automatically defense. And whenever you've played any type of sport or you can understand sports, there's a time for you to have to be on defense, right? But not all the time. But it's usually the people that can play offense, because people that can play offense real good, they gotta know how to defend whatever they controlling, whatever ball or whatever they controlling. They have everybody down here in a constant state of fight or flight, constant state of panic, a constant state of distraction. And you know the thing that I've started seeing too, that a lot of people are becoming awakened to, is that when one thing happens, there's chaos. And then when people demand truth, people demand honesty, people demand accountability, they give you another distraction. When these Epstein files and all this stuff started coming out, everybody was like, man, like, hold on, well, where's the people that's getting arrested? So then they started ramping up the distractions, ramping up the distractions, ramping up the distractions. And yeah, we still talking about energy harvesting. Still talking about energy harvesting. I always find myself at the water, man. In fact, no matter where I go in this world, I always want to go somewhere near the water. My 40th birthday a couple years ago, we went to Clearwater Beach, Florida. And as soon as we got there, unpacked, went to the hotel, all of that. Obviously, the first place I want to go is to the beach. You know what I mean? So I don't know, I think we was 15 minutes or something like that, 15, 20 minutes from the beach. So we go to the hotel. Then from there we unpack. We're like, where's the beach at? Where's the food? Whatever. So we ended up going to the water. It was the same thing living in Colorado in the mountains. No matter how beautiful those mountains was, the only thing that can make it just that much greater was having a lake in the mountains. And being from Michigan, we don't realize that these Great Lakes look like oceans compared to the lakes in the mountains. If you see a big body of water in the mountains, you usually can still see to the other side of it. You know what I mean? So let me wrap up the video for everybody out there. Energy harvesting. It's so important during these times. It's so important during these times that you are aware and that you are awakened to the truth. Become aware of what's really going on in this world. Become aware of how they want to continue to rob us of our consciousness. So people talk about energy and guarding your energy and guarding your frequency. It really is your consciousness. They want you and need you to be constantly reactive, constantly in panic, constantly angry, which is another low frequency. So I remember watching a video and it was talking about how anger can be a catalyst to getting into a state of action. But anger is not a frequency of vibration or a state that you should stay in too long, because anger can start eroding. They want to keep us in a state of panic, fear, fight, flight, anger. We constantly pissed off, because in those states, most people don't come out of them. It's really until, so we're talking about energy harvesting, it's really until you begin to come out here, do the much needed inner work. I just walked past a tree trunk over there somewhere. I'm gonna go over there at that tree trunk. I'm close to the water, and I'm gonna sit here. And at some point, God is gonna show up. Don't allow them to keep robbing us of our consciousness. There is a energetic shift, man. I remember I keep hearing about the energetic shift and the split of the 3D and the 5D. And all of this is, man, is there's a split between those who are going to create heaven on earth, 5D, the 5th dimension, or people that's going to stay down in hell. And that's the 3rd dimension. They're going to stay down in all of the lustful desires, the physical form and all of that. And I'm going to say it again. If you are a true chosen one and you are really here at this time to ascend, to go through your awakening and your spiritual journey of awakening, once you become awakened to the truth, it is not no motherfucking going back to sleep. You can act like you can ignore what's going on, but it's going to affect you in some way or another. See, that's the one thing about the chosen ones. Not that we have to absorb what's going on, but we are affected. That's why we got to continue to do the work. People think that once you start doing this work, you automatically just stay centered and you stay grounded. Nah. If you go in the gym and you start working out and you work for 5 years, at some point, once you stop, those muscles, I say you work out for 5 years straight, then you quit for 3 years and you don't pick up a weight for 3 years. You think you're going to be able to go back and do the weight that you was just doing when you had worked out for that 5 years? At the top of that 5th year, you think you're going to be able to, in 3 years, just be able to go back in the gym and do? No. Absolutely not. Anybody that's been in the gym know that. It's the same thing with your spiritual journey. You have to wake up every single day and you got to live to create your greatest life. I've been saying that at the end of all of my Gorilla Hustle videos. Wake up every single day and create your greatest life. Wake up every day and Gorilla Hustle. This is a spirit. This is an essence. It is everything that we are. I don't know where my tree trunk went. Oh, there I go, over there. I felt like it was important to do this video today because I can see the shift that's going on. And like I said, once you begin to awaken on your spiritual journey, the one thing you do is you get more and more silent. You get more and more in tune. There go my chair for God today. I'm about to sit right here. It's time to get in tune. I love y'all, man. It's fresh. This is Gorilla Hustle, man. Wake up every single day. Wake up every single day and create your greatest life, man. All right. Ground, center your nervous system, and focus your consciousness. Focus, man. Get in tune. Get in resonance. Because if you don't, the only thing you can get in tune with is chaos. We see what's going on in the world. Every day I'm waking up and I'm seeing we got more missing teenagers. We got more people waking up to unalive their family members. Like, I love y'all, man.